You ever notice how loud silence can get when you stop showing up for people who took you for granted? How the phone that never used to ring starts lighting up again the moment you go quiet? Yeah, that's what happens when you disappear. See, when you pull your energy back, the world shifts. The people who once ignored your presence begin to feel your absence and not just see it, but feel it. And that's the first thing they feel when you disappear: confusion. Because your presence was so consistent, they thought it was guaranteed. Then comes curiosity. They start asking questions. What happened? Where'd you go? Are you mad? No, you're not mad. You're healing. You're protecting the energy they kept draining. After curiosity comes regret. Because now they realize all the little things, that the texts you used to send, the support you used to give, the peace you used to bring. They remember your laughter, your advice, your patience, and they know they'll never find it again in the same way. Then they feel emptiness, because you weren't just a person in their life, you were a presence, a steady heartbeat, a reminder that someone cared. And then comes respect, the kind that doesn't come from arguments or explanations, but from absence, from silence, from the realization that you never needed to prove your worth. You just needed to stop giving it away for free. But let's be real. Disappearing isn't about them. It's about you. Yeah. It's about finally giving yourself the love, the attention, the peace you kept trying to give to others. It's about understanding that you can't heal in the same place that hurt you. When you disappear, you'll notice something powerful. You start to breathe differently. You start to see clearer. You start to feel like yourself again. That's when growth kicks in. Because when you're alone, the noise fades and your soul gets louder. Yeah. You start hearing what it's been trying to tell you for years. You don't need to be seen to have value. You don't need to be heard to have worth. That's the truth. Your worth was never up for negotiation. You just forgot that for a while. And while they're over there feeling regret, you're over here building peace. While they're stuck remembering, you're busy becoming. You start walking lighter, talking softer, smiling for no reason, because peace, real peace, hits different when you had to fight for it. So, yeah, let them feel it. Let them wonder where you went. Let them talk. Let them miss the version of you that was always available, always forgiving, always understanding. Because that version of you needed rest, and this new version moves in silence. It grows in solitude and shines without permission. 10 things they feel when you disappear: confusion, curiosity, regret, emptiness, respect, reflection, guilt, fear, loneliness, and finally, admiration. Because they'll realize you did something they couldn't do. You walked away with peace instead of anger. You chose yourself instead of attention. And you grew quietly while they stayed the same. So if you're in that season right now, where you feel distant, where you're tired of explaining, where you just want to disappear, go ahead. Disappear, but don't do it to hurt anyone. Do it to find yourself. Because when you come back, you won't need to prove anything. Your presence will speak for itself, and the world will listen. You ever notice how sometimes you gotta disappear for people to finally see you? You show up every day. You give, you help, you love, you listen, and somehow they get comfortable. They start thinking your presence is permanent. Like you'll always be there no matter what. But one day you get tired, not angry, not bitter, just tired, and you pull back, and that's when it happens. The same people who never had time for you suddenly start wondering where you went. See, absence is a mirror. It shows people what they had and what they lost. It forces them to look at the space you used to fill. And that silence, that's not emptiness. That's clarity. When you disappear, they start to remember your presence differently. The conversations, the laughs, the comfort you brought, the things they brushed off when they had you. Now, it all echoes in their head because when you stop showing up, they start realizing it wasn't just your body in the room, it was your energy, your heart, your consistency. You see, people can ignore your words, but they can't ignore your absence. They can forget what you said, but they'll never forget how it felt when you stopped saying it. And I want you to hear this. Pulling back doesn't make you cold. It makes you conscious. It means you finally understand that you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't keep showing up for people who don't notice you're running on empty. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your soul is to step away. Let your silence speak. Let your peace make the noise, because your absence, that's your teacher.